2018, Michigan became the 10th state in the United States to legalize recreational cannabis.
First things first, I like to sketch with pencil just to get my subject onto the canvas. I decide what colors I want to use, like monochrome. I like to do stuff with monochrome. Go at it. I go from there. You know, you gotta just let yourself loose. It's one of those things you gotta be vulnerable with. You know, if you mess up, just keep going. You can paint over it. I've been painting for like 7 years. I can express how I feel, let stuff out. I can take that pain and turn it into something beautiful. Just tap into that creative aspect of life.
There's not one category of female bodybuilder. There's women's physique and bikini and figure. Just so many different ways to showcase your muscle, but also look really feminine. And that's just kind of what did it for me. I fell in love with the aesthetic. Typically, you're either gonna have people that appreciate the hard work and understand what it took to get to that level, or you're gonna get people that say you look like a man, all you do is do drugs. Sometimes it gets to me, but I just come home, smoke a bowl, and it doesn't bother me anymore.
Around 2009, this guy, he had told me, like, man, I'm gonna have shipments of weed. Seemed like a harmless dude. I go to meet this guy, man, the fucking feds arrest me. Lock me up, give me 5 years, man. I went to prison at 45, came home, I was 50. I lost everything. And it's crazy because while I'm in prison, I'm watching so much fucking weed being sold. Guys opening dispensaries, and it's all non-black. The racism that built this country is the same racism that's running the marijuana industry. I use my prison time to educate myself. I'm back on my feet trying to figure out how can I get in the game. I'm not worried about the guy who snitched on me. I'm not thinking about the feds. I'm alive and free. Same industry that knocked me down, I'm gonna step back up, man, and knock this bitch out the park.
In the beginning was the Word, and that Word vibrated the streets and shook the concrete, had bodies contorting like chickens swimming through hot grease. From the highest peak to the soles of my feet, that Word became the people's heartbeat.
Boxing is just a brutal, hard sport. Your whole body aches. We go through wear and tear like gladiators. I never really felt pain because I've been smoking weed all through my career. When I got my license suspended, I knew in my heart I was clear. When it's time for a fight, I stopped smoking. But they say I tested positive and they took my license away for 2 years after that. I let a lot of people down. I lost a lot of money. Throw that jab! I don't regret nothing. I'm still in the gym at 46 helping these young guys out. 10 years down the line, I'll still be boxing and smoking weed.
I'm a descendant of the war on drugs. My father was a victim of the 80s crack epidemic. We've received so much propaganda around how cannabis can cause harm. Let's create change within this industry. Curvy cannabis is a response to fat phobia in cannabis marketing and all marketing. All bodies are beautiful and should be included. What we've done is create a community that engages around healing, understanding body positivity, and providing a space for us to just be. Cannabis is a healing medium that fat bodies deserve and need.
Jazz came from oppression, jazz came from struggle, and jazz is literally Black American music. Me being a young Black male playing jazz, I see it as a chance to reconnect my generation with the music that we grew up with and the music that really made us stand out as Black people.
Time for another smoke break.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. John Sinclair.
What is jazz but spirituals? Played through saxophones and trombones, spirit voices through metal tubings, and the terrible repetition of the formal premise, viz. Trance-like at its best, or boring when the spirit doth not move. What is blues but spirituals with a line removed? That is structurally and in content just a prayer to the gods of daily life, to ask the blessing that the body of another may lay warm in the bed beside you at night, and the rent be paid, and a meal on the table with the sheriff far away from the scene of the crime. Oh, what is jazz but the registration of the human personality in relation to the spiritual, stripped of literal meaning, but full of sound and portent, direct as the voice of the gods.
We had a dinner we were hosting. We call it our Friendsgiving. What would be equivalent to my husband drinking a beer, I would smoke a joint. But some friends had said that if I was to consume, they would be leaving. So we went out to the garage to accommodate them, and they left. West Michigan is a Bible Belt community. Cannabis isn't accepted, but it is crazy that my husband could pull up a whole backpack full of beer and nobody would bat an eye. My kids know that I'm consuming. Cannabis is part of our daily dialogue. Some people just don't completely understand, but this is who I am.
I wouldn't say my purpose is running, but I found my purpose within running. When I'm running, I feel my chest constantly beating, my muscles expanding, being filled with air, releasing air. You want to find a rhythm within your body. A rhythm where all those feelings are running as one. When you enter this peaceful, almost trance-like space, cannabis heightens that euphoric feeling where I feel like I'm floating.
I have been smoking weed for years. Not during work. I'm a professional, just like everybody else. The pandemic hit, and I lost my grandma Carmen to COVID, my grandma Gloria to COVID. I had a baby. I smoked weed to handle all of that. We all have things that weed helps with. When I lost my job, it wasn't a shock. I knew they weren't fans of marijuana consumption. I knew it was coming because of everything that led up to it. But it didn't mean that it wasn't as devastating as it ended up being. It took a lot of work to get to where I was. But I'm accountable for what happened.
And it's really important for me to separate the fact that I violated their rules, but I wasn't doing anything wrong.
When it comes to marijuana in the Quran, it's not explicitly mentioned. However, anything that alters your state of mind, you should stay away from. Everyone drinks coffee, even tea. Tea can make you relaxed, or tea can give you energy. And doesn't weed do the same thing? With my parents' generation, there is that stigma, there is a negative belief around it. Weed makes me the better version of myself. It's brought me so much closer to God. I'm able to be more aware in this world, aware of Allah's creations, and praise Him for it.
A week before the fire, we were getting the shop ready to go, acquiring a bunch of tools. Everything was looking up. We left one afternoon, came back, and there was a huge fireball just shooting out the side of the third story. It's all gone. It was like part of me fucking died. I didn't know how to share my internal experience with my family. I felt like it would just leech onto them if I started talking about it. I most certainly started drinking too much. I got lost in my sorrow. There was less drinking. Eventually, I started smoking a little bit more herb. I didn't realize truly how therapeutic it could be. Harmony and I didn't smoke a lot together during this transition and me coping, but then eventually we did. I was able to say what I was going through, but then also finally truly receive what she'd been going through. And we started finally having conversations that we should have had years ago. Smoking weed helps me just be present, because that is all that I have. It was merely just a chapter. It was a chapter of a story that has many more chapters to go.
Hi everybody, I'm John Sinclair. I'm a native of Flint, Michigan. I'm sitting here in front of the former Flint Police Academy, which has fallen into quite a bit of disrepair and disrepute, we might say. But basically they don't need so many police anymore as they used to. So they're turning this one into a marijuana growing facility. That's about as good as it gets in Flint, Michigan today. Congratulations, fellas.